Hey everybody, welcome to another tutorial. If you're here, I'm going to be showing y'all how exactly every tool in Build-A-Boat works, so you know if you want them, how to use them, how they work, blah blah blah. Let's get into it. So obviously you know how the delete and build tool works. You have your utilities right here. You have just like your random objects, you have your blocks. This is the search bar. You can type in whatever you want. Like if I want jets, you grab some right there. Right here. Now, this is actually the complicated part about it. You can anchor block, so what that does is, I'm going to turn that on real quick, it makes it to where blocks float, but if I were to turn anchor block off, both would fall. But that's just because I have merging level on. If I were to turn that to red, do some anchor blocks, and then right there, they would both float until I delete that, then the one that isn't anchored would fall. If I wanted to do, if I wanted every block that I make to connect, every line you make will always connect. So if I wanted to make a really big line connect right here on merging level green, this would all connect. And then this would be a new line right there. And then you can just delete that all at once. Orange, it's only two at a time will connect, I believe. Yeah. Only two at a time. Next we have this actually just got updated not too long ago, just this week. You can press the arrows to get movement 2. Oh, whoops. Movement 2, and basically that makes it to where it'll move in like a really checkered pattern. Movement 1, it won't move as checkered. You can put blocks inside each other now. 0.5, you get the gist. You can, place, I don't know what happened there. Oh, it merged. And, that's basically how that works. Rotation. Now, if you're on PC like I am, you can press R to rotate. And then you can do that. I actually use rotating a lot in my builds. And I mean a lot. And everybody does too. If you decide to get into big building like I do, then you'll definitely be using this like a lot. So if you wanna make a circle, then all you have to do is build up like a helix like this. And then scale by 2 all the way down. This specific thing I use a ton. This might be one of the most common things in my builds, actually. I've used them in my Tron bike. I've used them in a lot of things. Perfect circle right there. And then, yeah, this is just strength. I believe that's how many hits it can take. So if you come across rocks, plastic, once it hits a rock, it's dead. But if you have stuff like gold, then that'll be able to handle 9 blocks. Or some stuff even can take 12. If you have these wing packs, they can take 20. But I don't really suggest building with those unless they're like invisible and on the outside of your boat for protection. Next tool, the paint tool. You pretty much get it. There's a few complicated features about it. Yeah, you can do whatever you want in this. Boom, boom, boom. But the more button right here, this is what we're going to be going over. This can be a bit more complicated to use. You have the selection tool, where you can select any color. Like, let's say I took that, I can get the color of stone. Like that. Now that wood is stone colored. Or if I wanted to do glass, glass doesn't really have a color, right? Boom. That's what color glass is. Then, if you really want to, make it half invisible. And while we're on the properties tool, I'll actually go ahead and teach y'all how that works. I know we're kind of skipping over two, but don't worry, I'll get to those. So, properties tool has a lot of uses, and I mean a lot. I use this in every single build. Properties tool, you can, if you press that, you can unanchor things, or you can anchor them. That's nice. Collision, this is big. Normally, I would just walk over this, or just not even be able to walk past it. But if I turn collision off, I can walk right through it. which is really, really useful. Cast Shadow, you pretty much get how that works. It makes to where if you have that off, then blocks will give off shadows, just like that. Transparency, I just showed y'all when I was doing the paint tool. You can make things, well, transparent or invisible for the ones that don't know what transparency means. And then if you set it at 100%, you can't see it, but you can still walk into it. It does not function like a collision tool. If it's invisible, you can still walk into it. If you really want to act like nothing is there, but I don't really know what you would use this for, you can just turn collision off, and then nothing's there. Just like that. Next tool. This is one of the more complicated ones. I'm going to be teaching you how to use the wrench tool now. Now, this, like I said, is where it gets really complicated. Here we go. So, harpoons, cannons, anything, almost anything in the utility section can be connected to stuff like switches, chairs, yada yada. And that pretty much it helps connections. Like if I wanted the switch right now, it controls everything. Like so. But if I wanted to make the switch not be able to control the harpoon, I'd press the harpoon and then the switch, and boom, it no longer controls the harpoon. But if I wanted to disconnect multiple things, I'd press them, and now it's connected to nothing. You can also do it the opposite way around by pressing the switch and then the thing, but it's more useful to, you know. Also, for those that didn't know, I know a lot of people don't know this, this isn't necessarily a tool feature, but the harpoon, you can actually, without having to pull it in all the way, just right-click it and it does disappear. That's a cool little thing that I know not a lot of people know about. Next tool, scale tool. The scale tool is actually, again, a tool that I use in every single build I do because of how useful this is. If you want to scale it by 2, then you can scale by 2, so on and so forth. That's pretty much like the lengths and stuff. If you wanted to scale by 10, not scaling bigger. 100, now it's scaling by 100. Next tool, and the last tool, which is a fairly complicated tool, the new trowel? I think it's a trowel. The new trowel tool. Basically what it does is it has multiple different uses. If you want to move something, you can move it. If you want to clone something, you can clone it. And if you want to rotate something, you can rotate it. Now, I actually think this tool is really good. There's a few bugs with it still, like if you take a look at this, if I want to select multiple things, it can be, these can get in the way a little bit. Like, see how I can't, yeah, I can't click on it because this is in the way. There are a little bit of imperfections about this tool, and you know what, that's okay. It's still a really handy tool that you'll use in every single build you do. At least almost every single build you do. You might not use it every time, but it's really useful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Not gonna beg you like other YouTubers do. You can click the like button, or you can go sub to my other channel. You don't have to. It's your choice. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next tutorial. Peace.